You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph. 10 Things Your Child Should Catch You Doing, Part 2. We talked in the last episode about displaying love and affection in front of your children, which is an incredible antidote to the other side of that, which is disharmony and arguments and even hatred at times. Our children need to see love in action, which leads to my second thing that your child should catch you doing. That is, love the unlovely. At times, break out of your usual groups, the people that are easy to love, and find someone to invite around, even around your dinner table, that is a challenge. Those that are lonely, to the generally shunned in our society. You see, love your neighbour doesn't mean love the ones who are easy to love. Jesus told us to love the unlovely. And you have to decide what that means to you. You see, we need to look through and beyond the unlovely exterior that can be portrayed and see the precious human being that God has created. My mother particularly used to do this, and we would find all sorts of wasps and strays in our house and around our table. And I remember one time that we were coming back on a train from a holiday, and there was a couple from the North Island. We were coming back to Dunedin that we'd never ever met. We didn't know them. They weren't related. Didn't seem to be very wealthy people or anything like that. And they were coming to Dunedin for a holiday. And Mum, of course, invited them home to have their holiday, but it wasn't just for a couple of nights. It ended up about 2 or 3 weeks. And there were many other stories I could tell you about that. But we repeated that with our own family. And I remember our kids seeing lots of people come, and people who were in trouble come and stay. Strangers came for Christmas Day, etc., etc. Now, it wasn't as though we had to have our homes as railway stations with people coming going all the time. It sounds like that. But you find that kids just love having different people at the table. Of course, at times they can resent it because they're not getting as much attention as they should do. But ultimately, they see love in action. The third thing that a child should catch you doing is talking about others positively and with genuine praise. If there are things that are more to do with people's personal or even negative issues, then they should stay out of the arena of children. Talk only about necessary matters behind closed doors between you and spouse. I say this because in pastoral ministry there were many things to discuss with my spouse, and I recall us talking, and then a child would come into the room and we would go quiet on the subject we were discussing. Sometimes the kids even thought we might be talking about them. Never pull someone down or belittle someone in hearing range of children or at all. This can be difficult if there is an ex involved. Even if the other does pull down their ex, don't fall into the same trap. In fact, build them up positively if you can. As a pastor and preacher, I was always aware to not allow hypocrisy between the church and home to develop. In other words, what I say in the pulpit and what I do at home should match up as much as possible. This can also be true in other professions or places, wherever you work and live. Also, if parents who in church leadership particularly get knocked around or hurt by the church, then keep this even private. The last thing you want to do for children is to somehow get hurt by the church too and not go back there. I'll leave the last words in this episode to David in Psalm 19:14. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. God bless you.